Moscow, Idaho. November 13th, 2022, 1:45 a.m. Security cameras outside the Corner Club bar capture Kaylee Goncalves and Madison Mogan laughing, arms linked, making their way through the quiet streets. The temperature, 28 degrees. The streets, nearly empty. In 4 hours, they would take their last breaths. At that exact moment, less than a mile away, Ethan Chapin and Zana Kernodle were leaving a fraternity party at the Sigma Chi House. Their phones would register their final locations by 2:17 a.m. 4:12 a.m. A security camera on a nearby building records a lone figure walking toward 1122 King Road. Inside, 6 students slept across 3 floors of the off-campus residence. By sunrise, only 2 would survive. 11:58 a.m. The 911 call crackles through Moscow police dispatch. Unconscious person, the operator types. What officers discovered at the house would shake this small college town of 25,000 to its core. 4 young lives ended violently. 2 survivors left, with memories that would haunt them forever. And a killer who walked away into the cold Idaho morning, leaving behind a trail of evidence that would take investigators 7 weeks to unravel. Within hours, Moscow transformed. Parents rushed to collect their children from campus. Local gun shops reported record sales. Students who had never locked their doors now slept with weapons nearby. A town that hadn't seen a murder in 7 years now faced 4 in a single morning. But what happened in those early morning hours? Why did the killer spare 2 lives while taking 4 others? And how did a criminology PhD student become the prime suspect in one of Idaho's most horrific crimes? This is the story of 4 young lives cut short. This is the Moscow, Idaho murders. In the early hours of November 13th, 4 young lives were cut tragically short. Kaylee Goncalves, 21, was just 3 weeks away from graduating with a degree in general studies. Her best friend since 6th grade, Madison Mogan, also 21, was majoring in marketing. The two were inseparable, sharing not just their college years, but a lifetime of memories. Zana Kernodle, 20, was a junior majoring in marketing, known for her vibrant personality and work ethic, balancing her studies while working at a local Greek restaurant. Her boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, also 20, was a freshman studying recreation, sport, and tourism management, and was visiting that night. As a triplet, Ethan was known for his close bond with his siblings and his magnetic personality. Their last evening began like any typical college Saturday night. Security cameras captured Kaylee and Madison at the Corner Club, a popular local bar in downtown Moscow, where they stayed from 10 p.m. until 1:30 a.m. Meanwhile, Zana and Ethan attended a party at the Sigma Chi fraternity house, just a short walk from their residence. At approximately 1:40 a.m., Madison and Kaylee were recorded on a Twitch stream at the Grub Truck, a local food vendor, where they ordered carbonara. They were seen chatting with other students, showing no signs of distress. A private party driver, who had driven them many times before, took them home, dropping them off at 1:56 a.m. Zana and Ethan returned to the King Road house around 1:45 a.m., as confirmed by security footage from neighboring homes. The couple's final social media activity showed their ordinary evening. Kaylee posted a photo with Madison captioned, "One lucky girl to be surrounded by these people every day." Madison shared an Instagram story from the Corner Club, while Zana posted pictures with Ethan from the fraternity party. The house on King Road was well known among students, a 3-story rental where friends often gathered. That night, all 4 victims returned safely, unaware that these moments would be their last. Phone records show Kaylee and Madison made several calls to a friend named Jack between 2:26 and 2:52 a.m., calls that would never be answered. None of the victims showed signs of struggle in their final social media posts or interactions with friends. Their phones, later recovered by investigators, painted a picture of a typical Saturday night, filled with laughter, friendship, and the simple joy of young people enjoying their college years. On that seemingly ordinary Sunday morning of November 13th, while Moscow, Idaho was still waking up, two surviving roommates believed their friend Kaylee Goncalves was just making noise upstairs. The sounds they heard between 4 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. would later become crucial evidence. One roommate, identified as DM, even opened her door 3 times after hearing what she thought was crying from Zana Kernadle's room, followed by a male voice saying something like, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At around noon, after multiple unanswered calls to their friends, concern began mounting. The 911 call wasn't made until 11:58 a.m., when the roommates finally discovered the horrific scene and called friends over for help. The call came from one of the surviving roommates' phones, reporting an unconscious person. When Moscow police arrived at 1122 King Road, they encountered a crime scene that would shake even the most experienced officers. The second and third floors of the 3-story home revealed 4 victims, each in their own rooms. The victims had been attacked while sleeping, with evidence suggesting they had no time to defend themselves. The Moscow Police Department, led by Chief James Fry, immediately secured the scene and called for additional resources. The Idaho State Police and FBI quickly joined the investigation, transforming the quiet college town into the center of one of Idaho's largest criminal investigations. The community's reaction was immediate and intense. Students fled campus, local businesses closed early, and residents began locking their doors, something many hadn't done in years. The University of Idaho canceled classes, and the once bustling college town became eerily quiet. As investigators processed the scene, they discovered crucial evidence: a tan leather knife sheath left behind on one of the beds, unique footprints in the snow, and DNA samples that would later prove invaluable. The house's King Road location, typically known for student parties and laughter, became surrounded by police tape and investigation units. The surviving roommates were quickly cleared of any involvement, their movements and alibis verified through security footage and electronic data. Their testimonies about the sounds they heard that night became central to establishing the timeline of events. The investigation culminated in a dramatic pre-dawn raid on December 30th, 2022, at his parents' home in Monroe County, Pennsylvania. FBI tactical teams, state police, and local law enforcement surrounded the house at 1:25 a.m. Inside, they found Kohberger's distinctive white Elantra, now bearing Pennsylvania plates. The search of his Washington state apartment yielded crucial evidence: shoes with diamond-patterned soles matching prints found at the crime scene, dark clothing consistent with the surviving roommate's description, and computer files containing research on criminal investigations and DNA analysis. Most damning was a document outlining investigative techniques for avoiding detection, techniques he allegedly employed during the crimes. Police also recovered a collection of personal items: black gloves, a black mask, and multiple knives. His computer search history revealed extensive research about the victims, their residence, and methods of breaking into homes without leaving traces. His phone records showed he had turned off his device during critical periods, demonstrating an understanding of digital forensics that prosecutors would later cite as evidence of premeditation. The arrest of this criminology student, who had studied the very investigative techniques used to catch him, marked a profound irony in this tragic case. His academic background, which once promised a career in law enforcement, instead led him down a path that would make him the subject of one of Idaho's most notorious criminal cases. In the wake of Brian Kohberger's arrest, The legal proceedings have moved forward with unprecedented public attention. The probable cause affidavit, released in January 2023, revealed the overwhelming evidence against him. DNA on the knife sheath, cell phone records, surveillance footage, and the surviving roommate's witness account, all pointing to his involvement. The community of Moscow continues to grapple with the aftermath. The University of Idaho transformed the King Roadhouse site into a memorial garden while implementing extensive security measures across campus. Students who once left doors unlocked now carry personal alarms, and the carefree atmosphere of this college town has been permanently altered. The families of Kaylee, Madison, Zana, and Ethan have shown remarkable strength throughout the proceedings. Kaylee's father, Steve Goncalves, speaks regularly at court hearings, ensuring his daughter's memory remains at the forefront. The Kernodle family established a scholarship in Zana's name, while the Chapin family advocates for improved campus security nationwide. The prosecution, led by Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson, has built a methodical case. They've gathered over 1,000 pieces of evidence and hundreds of witness statements. The grand jury indictment charges Kohberger with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary, with prosecutors seeking the death penalty. In a surprising development, Kohberger's defense team has suggested an alibi defense, though details remain sealed by court order. His attorneys have challenged the DNA evidence collection methods and the validity of the cell phone data, setting the stage for what promises to be a complex trial. The case has prompted significant changes in campus safety protocols nationwide. Universities across America have revised their security measures, installing additional cameras and implementing new alert systems. The Idaho legislature passed Kaylee's Law, enhancing penalties for stalking and requiring universities to coordinate with local law enforcement. As trial preparations continue, new evidence emerges regularly. Investigators recently recovered additional surveillance footage from nearby businesses, and forensic analysts continue processing digital evidence from Kohberger's devices. His former classmates and professors have been subpoenaed, potentially offering insights into his state of mind. The most recent court filings revealed the prosecution's intent to present evidence of Kohberger's extensive research into criminal behavior, including his graduate school applications focusing on how criminals select their victims. Meanwhile, the families await justice, united in their grief and determination to honor the memories of 4 young lives tragically cut short in what has become one of Idaho's most haunting criminal cases. The Idaho murders case stands as a watershed moment in modern criminal justice, demonstrating how traditional investigative methods, combined with cutting-edge technology, can solve even the most complex cases. This investigation, spanning multiple states and involving hundreds of law enforcement officers, has redefined how universities approach campus safety nationwide. Recent court documents reveal ongoing forensic analysis of Kohberger's computer files, uncovering detailed research about criminal investigations and genetic genealogy, the very techniques that led to his arrest. The FBI continues to process digital evidence, including recovered deleted files, that may provide further insights into the planning and aftermath of the crimes. The victims' legacies live on through various memorial initiatives. The University of Idaho has established the 4M Scholarship Fund, named in memory of Madison, Kaylee, Zana, and Ethan. The scholarship supports students studying marketing and criminal justice, turning tragedy into opportunity for future generations. The memorial garden, built where the King Roadhouse once stood, serves as a permanent reminder of 4 lives that touched countless others. Campus security has undergone a complete transformation. Universities across America now implement what's known as the Moscow Protocol, a comprehensive security framework including enhanced surveillance systems, mandatory safety training, and improved emergency response procedures. The case has sparked a national conversation about student safety, leading to federal legislation proposing increased funding for campus security measures. As this case moves toward trial, scheduled for 2024, it serves as a stark reminder of how vulnerable we all can be, even in seemingly safe communities. Yet it also demonstrates the resilience of a community united in grief, the dedication of law enforcement in pursuit of justice, and the enduring impact of 4 young lives that, though ended too soon, continue to create positive change. The Idaho murders case will likely be studied for generations, not just for its thorough investigation and use of modern forensic techniques, but as a catalyst for change in how we approach campus safety and community protection. In the end, this case is more than a tragic true crime story. It's a turning point in American criminal justice history, forever changing how we protect our most vulnerable citizens.